Oh, spooky, spooky. Ooh. Sorry this is coming out November 2nd, but when we're recording this, it's Halloween, the spooky day.
Dude, it would have been a perfect Halloween too, must I say, because it's a Saturday, right? That's one. Two is a full moon. Three, the weather's kind of nice. It's not.
Yeah, no, I was checking. Like, it's actually not going to be cold and windy this year. I'll love it.
Yeah, and so it would have been a perfect day to go trick or treating, but Corona. So
also we're 23.
Also we have adult responsibilities now. Unfortunately, well, some of us.
Yeah.
Since this is the Halloween episode, I decided to pop this candy I've never even tried before in my mouth. It's called a Zotz. Z-O-T-Z. It's apple flavored, and it's disgusting. So I'm in a good mood for this Beanstalk episode 19.
Yeah, no, I thought that was jelly beans, but I guess not.
No.
By the way, I never liked jelly beans, and they suck. Yeah.
Yeah, it's canon. Jelly beans are overrated.
I always hate it when they do the what's it called, the mystery flavors for jelly beans, and they're all disgusting. And everyone just takes one and just prays that they didn't get the disgusting one,
Yeah.
Didn't they used to have, like, a Harry Potter, like, the ones where they would taste, like, dick cheese and...
Probably.
And, like, underarm hair?
There was some where there was, like, rotten eggs, and you could smell it from a mile away.
Yeah, it's like,
and the minute you picked it up, you're like, damn it.
It's like, why would someone eat this? I wonder what it tastes like. And then, the cycle continues.
There's some sort of powder in this candy that's causing it to foam out of one side.
Yeah, see, I didn't know that's what that was.
All right, Chris, we'll keep a close eye on you,
Yeah.
And make sure you don't drop dead from whatever this thing is that you're eating.
Or turn into a werewolf, or...
turning into a werewolf wouldn't be so bad. I think that'd be the least of your worries.
Or spawn a second mouth.
Where is the second mouth appearing?
I guess we'll find out.
Oh, no.
It already did.
What if it starts talking, but we don't know where it's coming from?
I guess you'll know for sure then.
Will it have a deeper voice or a lighter pitch noise?
I suppose it depends on what end it's coming from.
I'm Christopher Second Mouth.
Well, yeah.
Or it can have black guy voice.
Oh.
I'ma beat your ass.
Like in Family Guy, they have the one black guy, and they use him to voice every black character who comes on screen for 2 seconds.
Except Cleveland.
Except Cleveland, who's voiced by a white man.
Man, okay.
Didn't the guy quit or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was like, you know what? I'm starting to feel bad about voicing a black character.
In the way that I do?
Yeah.
It's whatever. But whatever.
So, there's actually a lot that has happened recently that we could talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I think the first thing I want to get to is something you noticed this week, Ismat.
Oh, what is it? Oh, yes.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
The great thing was supposed to arrive pretty dang soon, and then it no longer is about to arrive for another month. Well, not month. Yeah, month.
It can't be your index. We played it. What happened?
No, it's called the Cyberpunk 2070.
Oh, yeah.
It got delayed yet again for another 21 days.
I just like to point out that I'm pretty sure I said it would get delayed again in one of our podcasts.
We've said it a few times.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was.
So listen to us, y'all. We know what's going on.
So the original release date, I think, was November 11th.
Mm-hmm.
And now it is December 10th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And supposedly, they pushed back the release date so they can optimize it for the new generation consoles.
Yeah, see, I want to call bullshit.
Yeah, why would that delay them releasing it for the current gen?
Also, how could they not have known? Words are hard.
I don't know. That was what they said. They said it was.
Also, how much money on the table says that the game is still going to come out buggy as shit?
Oh, no, I think that's a given. Because, let's be real, most great games tend to be buggy as shit.
Big releases, it happens.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it to be buggy.
Truly the scariest thing of all. There's nothing scarier than a game that never comes out.
To be fair though, there was one game I waited for 10 years, and that was, well, not 10, it's more like 8 or 9, but anyway.
It was Half-Life 3? What?
No, Half-Life 3 still hasn't come out yet, and it's never happening, let's be real.
Well, luckily they had Alex just to do VR.
But it was Mount & Blade Bannerlord, which is the sequel to Mount & Blade Warband. But yeah, I waited almost 8-9 years for that, and the joke was it was never coming out, and then during COVID they're like, oh, we're gonna put it on early access for you guys, because if it's the end of the world, and who cares?
People used to say that about Duke Nukem.
I never played Duke Nukem.
No, that game took. I'm gonna fudge the numbers because it's funny how long it actually took, but I want to say 20 years.
Ooh.
Took 20 years, and even then, it came out like it was finished 10 years ago, and people were like, "Whoa."
You know what game I think is never coming out at this point?
Spider-Man, PS5.
No, but Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, the sequel.
Third one?
The one that's coming out, the sequel.
Because there's two. There's two currently, right?
No, there's only one. There's only Vampires the Masquerade.
Oh, okay. Because I think I have that one on my Xbox, but I didn't know if it was the first or second one. But okay.
There's only one, and it's a great game.
It hasn't come out.
No,
I could have swore. I'd be wrong.
They fired like half the team, and
to make the numbers?
They finished the writing and everything, and then a lot of the people got let go. The original makers of the first one who were working on the second one, a lot of them got released for some reason, and so the project is probably like on the precipice of falling apart. So I don't know. And they had like a full-fledged game almost. It was supposed to release a while ago, but it never did. And then we don't know what's going to happen with it because there's no release date at the moment.
It might be bordering cancellation because of how long it's taking to come out.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised at this point. And I was really excited for this game too, because the first one's pretty dang good.
I really wish whenever a game would actually get canceled, they would actually just, announce it.
Yeah.
Because you'll see something cool at E3, like Scalebound, the year that they had showed it off, and then it turns out like not too long after they had showed it off at E3, they had canceled it, and then they never told anybody. It just had to get released in a press release, like, oh, it turns out because this studio has stopped working on Scalebound, we can confirm that it has been canceled.
Now, did they ever talk about why they just stopped working on it?
I mean, it'll usually start like the publisher, most likely the publisher, has decided to stop funding the project for one reason or the other. That will lead to the executive company. There's usually an executive company that, it goes like publisher, developer, studio. Studio that makes the game. Mm-hmm. So the developer will look at the project and see if they're not getting money from a publisher, they either have to look for a new publisher quickly or can the project. And most of the time, a developer will be like, canceled. We're shutting this down. We're not getting money for it.
I think I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I think the publisher for Vampire
Masquerade.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Paradox, but I might be wrong. I know it's not
that sounds accurate, but I could also be wrong.
But I'm pretty sure of course the studio and developer is not Paradox Interactive. Mm-hmm. But I know that Paradox is the publisher. I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, I'm really excited for Empire of Sin, which is coming out. I think November or December. I think December, but I think it's December 1st, which I'm really excited for because you don't get many mafia games, mobster titles that are strategy. So so it's my kind of thing. Yeah, I like that. I'm excited.
Yeah. So we can move to something else.
Yes.
Only if we've seen it if you've seen it in the week.
Oh, are you talking about a certain movie that came out on Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, which one is it?
With a foreign man.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, is my.
You should watch it.
I'll take the time out and watch it.
Borat subsequent movie film. Oh, I watched it.
How was it?
Oh, it's so good. If you're expecting it to be as funny as the first Borat, you might be disappointed.
Okay.
It's not as funny, but it's still great. It's still got a whole lot of laughs out of me the whole time.
Fair enough. Now, the first Borat, it's just a fun experience to watch with friends because it's just a shit show. It's great. It's funny. But, yeah.
Now, imagine if the first Borat didn't have to have the setup and it could just jump in. That's Borat, too. The
first Borat...
Does Izamet make a reoccurrence?
He sure does.
Okay, all right.
He shows up in one form or another.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but
Yeah,
I'll find out.
It's great.
So I'll say this about Borat 2. The first Borat was Sacha Baron Cohen using this character to go around and screw with people, essentially.
Yeah.
He would get a lot of great content out of that, and he would get people to show what they really are. And let's be honest, the way people are in real life is a lot funnier than you could ever write a human being. So
Yeah, most definitely.
that's how Borat 1 was. Borat 2 is he goes around and he finds these horrible people, and he just lets them do the work, and he really feeds into them, but he mostly lets people like alt-right and Trump supporters just do as they do, and then you hear them say some hilarious things.
Yeah, some really awful, terrible things where you're like, oh my goodness, it's so funny that a human being is saying these things.
It's completely real. That's just who they are. And Borat brought it out of them.
And he picks like the most perfect, I guess, what's it called? Targets, I suppose?
Yeah.
Yes, he sure does. The targets were like, this guy, I know what he's going to say. And then he says it, and you're like, yep, called it.
Now, what if the plot twist was they already knew it was Borat?
I think...
that's how the movie starts. He's like, oh, this is going to be hard because everyone saw my first movie.
What if they're just screwed with him and they just know it's him the entire time?
You're saying it's like you've seen the movie. That actually totally does happen. He's like, but they make surprise. They recognize me right away.
Even if these people like don't know Borat directly, I think we're at an information age where a lot of people in the film were aware that Borat was probably putting on an act, that most likely this was all just like scripted, or it's just a character this guy is playing, even if they don't know who the character is.
Yeah.
And since they had to consent to being filmed, it definitely made it most obvious that it was probably fake.
Yeah.
So I think there's a photocopier guy, and he has a fax machine, and Borat faxes the leader of Kazakhstan, because that's the only communication they have.
Apparently. Oh, yeah. But he uses it like a cell phone. He's like, what do you want the fax to say? I wanted to say, sup.
That's funny. Now, I remember after the first film, apparently there was during the Olympics, there was like the girl from Kazakhstan who won gold. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot what event, but
they opted out, right? And they played Barry Cohen's theme.
Yeah, they played the anthem instead of Kazakhstan's actual anthem, and I think this was in Kuwait. So
Kuwait. That movie brought much shame to Kazakhstan.
I think it's banned there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? See, I didn't know that. That's great.
I don't blame them because it brought them shame, but you know.
Also, there's a classic retelling of a beloved Disney film, which is one of the best I've seen. It's
which Disney film?
Cinderella.
Without spoiling it for you, Isma, because you really got to see this, they do a Cinderella, an old school. They really do it very convincingly. It's a great project they did. A Cinderella type story of Melania meeting Donald Trump.
Oh God. I can already see it. Okay.
You think so, but then you see it and you're like, oh, no, that's not what I thought. No, that's...
All right. Well, yeah, I'll definitely...
I'm surprised to hear there was no backlash, because there's some very controversial things that happen in that movie that I'm surprised...
I think... You know what's surprised? There was more backlash towards South Park than there probably was for Borat 2.
Yeah. Yes, I think... Especially for the second one, I feel like South Park kind of paved the way a little bit.
No, because, dude, people were really pooping on the South Park, especially when they shot...
The chin diapers?
When they shot Token, particularly, was that...
I feel like the logical recoil for that was spot on, and that's...
But, no, the funny thing is, there's another kid that gets completely obliterated. Just a random kid. And no one ever said anything but that kid.
It's really stupid because
it was a COVID-related incident.
They bring attention to it to make it clear that it's satire, that it's like this situation is happening, and yet with the kid who gets mowed down,
he gets murdered.
that was just a joke. So that was just part of the show.
Yeah, man.
No, that was too good though, because like in one scene you see one kid just get injured, right, and then the other scene gets flat out murdered, and then one is weighed more than the other, and I'm just people that put controversy on things.
I don't know. I love that South Park is saying what we're all thinking.
I know.
Anything else on Borat?
His daughter, I forget the actress's name, but I feel like she did a really good job.
Maria Bakalova.
Mm-hmm.
Is that her actual name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In the movie, her name is Tutar.
She could have just went with her actual name.
She could have.
No, but Tutar's funny.
I mean, she will want to be recognized.
Like, oh, my daughter, why you live like this? Because husband not put me in wife cage. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh.
You are oldest unmarried bride in all of Kazakhstan. 15.
I feel bad for Kazakhstan.
Also, a shout out to the special guest star, Mayor Giuliani.
Oh, that was great. So
I didn't actually, because they said his name, but I didn't actually expect it to be him. So when all the stuff that happens after, I'm like, oh my goodness, Giuliani, you are the GOAT.
Yeah, they caught him tucking in his shirt. I've seen the pictures and I've heard the whole controversy.
Yeah, because that was actual news.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
They actually got that to happen.
Yeah, no, it was just they caught him tucking in his shirt and it just looks like awkward. It just like
it looks awkward because he's in a room.
Yeah, he's laying down, tucking in his shirt, and then so it looks like he probably was doing something naughty, but
doing something bad.
It just looked okay.
Yeah, it just looks a bit provocative.
Yeah, watch Borat subsequent movie film on Amazon Prime.
It's free if you have Prime. If you don't, It's probably not expensive.
So
it's better than paying $30 to watch Mulan.
And don't even pay for it because China.
Yeah.
That sounds like a diss to China, Ismail. Maybe you want to elaborate?
No, it is a diss to China.
Oh. Okay, all right.
No. I'll make that explicitly clear.
No. We like to get real on this podcast, like South Park. We'll be.
I don't know. I think South Park's. I think we got to work our way up to there. Cause South Park's got 20-some years of practice.
Yeah, they do.
If you're a person living in China, I love you, but your government sucks. Sorry.
Mamma mia!
Yeah, we just got real, but
I guess I'm out of the loop. You're saying a bunch of crazy things that I did not know were happening.
Look, China just does things.
China just does its
also
thing.
Bring back Winnie the Pooh, China. Come on.
You don't want him to be an orb anymore.
Oh my goodness. Have we talked about that on the podcast where he's just a white orb?
Yeah,
not even his whole body, just his face is blacked out. Or not blacked out, whited out, I guess.
He is a white light. He is a true god.
Pooh Bear is Jesus?
Yeah.
Did you hear about the story about McDonald's in China?
What happened?
Oh, no.
Putting a sign up that said no blacks allowed.
Oh. Yay,
well, at least,
China.
China, I will say this. You are honest.
Oh,
you, at least you... I think here there'd be some type of roundabout... Oh man. Like, you go to, like, some places in the South and it said, like, some of the requirements are, like, no baggy pants. And you're like, man, that's code for, like, come on now, that's...
No pants, no service.
No, it's no baggy... It's, like, no baggy pants. And, like, the dumb dress code we had in our school, and they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's like, who dresses like this ever, school? Come on now.
Yep.
Is it a church?
It is.
Oh.
Oh boy, went a little far.
Oh yeah, we are. I think we went off the deep end.
Let's reel it back in just a little bit.
No, this is Halloween. It's very spooky stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing more terrifying than real life.
That is very true, yes.
So
no, that's not true at all. I want to put Jeepers Creepers 2 above real life.
Oh.
That movie's scary as shit. Even now, I'm kind of scared to go back and watch it.
Kevin, that reminds me. The first time I watched it, I was a kid.
And I was also a kid, and then I couldn't sleep.
I was at my uncle's house, and the best scene ever, by the way, is when that guy goes, "Oh look, it's a shower," and next thing you know, it's just him in some pants. That's it.
What?
It's just pants. That's all that's left.
He takes a shower and then he's disintegrates?
Well, no, because the
No,
the
like
monster-
George eating the little boys.
Oh.
Yeah. So it basically eats him up to his torso, and all there's left is just his legs, and you just see him drop, and everyone in the bus just starts screaming.
That sounds funny.
No. It was his head because somehow they had managed to shoot him in the face or something. And one of the scariest, he ate the guy's head to replace his own.
Oh.
Watching it, oh man, because it was. Oh. Okay.
No, so when I watched it as a kid, I was terrified. But when I watched it, later on, I was like, that's just funny.
Yeah, it was just kind of goofy.
Dude, I want to watch a bunch of horror movies that have awful effects, like movies from like the 50s, 70s, those eras.
Like Alfred Hitchcock movies?
Dude, Alfred Hitchcock is great. Okay.
He didn't have horrible effects. He
did have horrible effects. You were not remembering.
Wow.
Man, you ever watch The Birds?
I have not.
It's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
Great movie. Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay.
I'm talking like.
By the way, that makes you terrified of birds. Yeah.
I mean, like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, The Thing,
Thing is a classic.
Swamp Monster. It came from whatever lake.
So I've only watched one out of those three, and that's The Thing.
Have you seen The Stuff?
The Stuff?
It's called The Stuff.
Which one is this?
Okay, so this yogurt-like substance people find this yogurt stuff coming out of the ground, and they're like, "Oh man, it's natural-born yogurt that just came out of the ground," and people eat it, and it apparently the yogurt is sentient, and it
Eats them inside out?
No, and it possesses people, and then it's called The Stuff, and it's.
Want to know what was my favorite Goosebumps books though? It was the one with the slime, and how it just slowly gets bigger and bigger and starts eats everyone, and then just every time it eats someone, it just grows. Yeah.
Man,
Goosebumps is great. I love Goosebumps.
Yeah, it had a sick intro when you see R.L. Stine just releasing his horrors on the world.
I love that show.
Because that's what he did. He just opened his briefcase and a bunch of scary shit fell out.
Man, R.L. Stine is still alive, right? He's kicking?
I think so.
Cool, alright. Keep writing, man. Keep writing. I love your stuff.
I don't think he writes anymore.
God damn it,
He
R.L.
definitely
Stine.
doesn't do Goosebumps.
Alright, get rid of him now. No, dude. I love your R.L. Stine.
Man, where's our freaking Goosebumps freaking cinematic interactive video game? When's that coming?
Ugh. We need to...
Didn't they make a video game for Goosebumps?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure there is a Goosebumps game. I just don't know what kind of Goosebumps game
It's probably
it is.
not what we want it to be.
I would love a Telltale Goosebumps game, though. Like a Telltale style. When I'm... Rest in peace, Telltale. We're never getting that. But...
Yeah, no, Telltale, I've seen the receipts, and clearly your company was going under before you guys even realized it, but, man,
There's going to be a Goosebumps Dead of the Night survival game coming out this year.
I'll bite.
Okay.
I'll bite. Survival game, yeah, I'll take it.
It doesn't have a date, but it says 2020.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, that means only within the next couple months.
Yeah.
Or a month and a half, give or take.
Maybe, hopefully.
Or maybe it'll get cyberpunked.
No.
As long
Also, they'll push it back so they can optimize it for the new generation.
Yeah, that's what they'll say.
Man. So, when you're right, you're right.
We didn't talk about it too much because I had just played it last week.
Mm-hmm.
But Pokemon's second expansion pass thing came out, Crown Tundra. And I got it.
I've been playing it a little bit more.
Yeah?
I'm still only on the 8th gym.
Have you gotten the expansion pass? Have
No,
you
I
gotten
haven't.
the correct expansion pass?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I'm
forgot
still
about
gonna
that
beat the
crap.
game first. and
Don't
then-
make that mistake.
Yeah. Chris, you made that mistake, didn't you?
No.
Oh, okay.
How can that still be allowed to thing? Why wouldn't it just automatically assign you to the one appropriate to the game that you have?
Why
in
do
your
they have
console?
version exclusive expansion passes?
These are all good questions.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should just condense Pokemon into one version from now on. If they're gonna do DLC.
They're never going to do that.
I know they won't, but
They
a man can dream.
They want that ka-ching.
Anyway, Chris, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I'm still pushing for my Pokemon RPG, like a hardcore RPG game, but
I want to physically beat the crap out of a Totodile.
Why a Totodile?
You said realistic RPG, didn't you?
See, Kevin,
No, I mean
Kevin
real-
knew exactly what I was thinking when he asked why Totodile. Of all the Pokemon, you chose poor little Totodile
Because
to beat on.
he's an alligator.
And
he can handle it.
I think isn't Totodile a crocodile?
Yes, but then
an
he
alligator.
evolves into an alligator.
He does evolve into an
That
alligator.
is true.
He totally.
Then it's for alligator. Yeah. Why is that? How does a crocodile evolve into an alligator?
Because they didn't care. They were like, oh, look at these animals. Let's just make a Pokemon out of them.
Crocodiles are bigger than alligators, right?
Yes.
So wouldn't it be the opposite way around?
I think crocodiles are bigger, but alligators might be more aggro.
Because I know one goes land and water more, right? It's a little bit more of a mixture.
Yeah, one of them, their snout's like more narrow and elongated. One.
So it sticks more to the water.
Mhm.
That's all I know. The major differences are, and then one tends to be bigger than the other.
Yeah, no, I think I think Pokemon got it wrong.
Yeah. I think we're thinking about it more than Pokemon ever did.
They were just like, let's do this together. Game's coming out tomorrow. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So Crown Tundra, I already thought that that Isle of Armor was really good, and now Crown Tundra is even better. Compared
Did you get the exclusive Slowbro evolution for the Tundra?
Yeah. The NPC that allows you to get the item that allows you to get a Slowking is a little bit out of the way, but I sort of just happened upon her on a whim, and then I got it, and then I was like, cool.
That's the best way.
Yeah.
Does your Slowking talk? This is the real question.
No, and I think it might actually be
Wait,
like,
you need a special item for the Slowking? I thought it was just like you get like a King's Rock.
Well, no, that is a special item, I think, right?
yes, a King's Rock, but you would trade it holding a King's Rock.
Yeah.
Now you just give it the Galarica Wreath, like you just give it to it and it becomes a Slowking.
But okay.
Wait, is it, what's it called?
So it they turned it into like a stone evolution type Pokemon essentially?
It works the same way.
What's it's a shelter that bites onto it, right, or something like that?
That's the lore.
Okay, yeah.
But then why does the shelter turn into like this weird gray like coral looking thing?
Because that's the lore.
Shoulder dies.
I suppose.
I love that silence.
Why doesn't
bastard.
Pokemon talk about the dead? Why doesn't Pokemon talk about all the Pokemon that they eat?
Well, here's the
It's
thing.
Magikarp. It's always Magikarp.
No, because I'm pretty sure I've seen people eat steaks and hamburgers and all this other stuff.
Those are Miltanks.
We don't like to.
Why
talk
aren't they talking about it?
And those are Tauros as well.
Look. So the thing about Galarian Slowking, I think he actually is like possessed by the shelter that's biting its skull, because it used to just be like a crown, but now the shelter kind of comes down over its eyes.
So it's like a visor kind of looking thing, also.
Yeah,
So it becomes like Mewtwo.
comes down, and then its skin is all purple all the way down its head into its shoulders, and it's kind of like woozy walking, swaying. So I think the lore might be that this shelter is poisonous. It bit down on a Slowpoke's head, and then it became a Slowking, and then it got possessed.
Also, what's the typing of this new Slowking? Is it
Poison Psychic.
Okay.
Interesting.
It is
very interesting.
It has a move. I don't remember the name, but what it does is it deals damage based on what would do more damage, physical or special.
Yeah.
And it has a chance to poison.
So wait, would ground be super effective against the Slowking?
Yes.
Okay, but then the Psychic would be super effective against the ground?
No.
No, never mind. Okay.
No, but because no, it'd still be super effective because Psychic would be like decent, like it'd be average.
Yeah. Okay. So normal effectiveness.
Gotcha. And Psychic resists other Psychic, so then it's not weak to Psychic. This Slowking.
It wouldn't be weak to Dark either, huh? Because it's poison.
No, poison is nothing against Dark.
No, Dark still puts its penis in its mouth.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you.
It's a cool looking Slowbro though. Slowking. Slowbro is cool too. It has the same thing, but
you know, it doesn't talk though, so
it has the shelter on its hand.
because
Hey yo, hold up. And low key, in the next Pokemon game, could we get starters that are not grass, water, or fire?
So I actually, you know what? So they changed.
See, I feel like okay, all right.
So I want to bring this up. You mentioned Galarian, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres last time. And they changed type to a new triangle that could be used.
Ooh.
What's the new triangle?
Articuno is Psychic Flying. Zapdos is fighting flying, and Moltres is dark flying. Psychic beats fighting, fighting beats dark, dark beats psychic.
Interesting.
I feel like they should take good advantage of this new triangle instead of having just the same old one.
Yeah, because it's new. But Game Freak, not known for doing new things.
You're right.
No, they just throw away the new things.
They forget about.
Ismat's statement was more correct than me.
That's what they always do. They
always I think Galarian Zapdos out of the three looks the dumbest, I feel. Because I'm like, man.
I think I remember seeing a picture of them, and I don't recall too well. It was not memorable, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, good that you don't remember, because it's like, But I mean,
yeah.
But you look at it and you're like, no, this bird Pokemon beats nobody. You're lying to me.
Yeah. And so on the note of legendaries, they brought back the Reggies.
Oh, I hear there are 2 new Reggies. There's
new
electric and a dragon?
Regieleki is electric type, and it's... You know how all the other ones are like, we have everything of one stat? Except Registeel, who's both defenses, and, kind of not as good as either.
What was that was Regigigas, or whatever the heck his name was.
Regigigas.
Gigas, yeah.
He is...
I like your pronunciation better.
Gigas.
The Gigas. First legendary normal type Pokemon. Yeah, get a Gigas.
Regigigas is in the game. Regieleki is electric type and has 200 speed. Like 200 base. So,
what's his special attack like? Or is he more physical attack or special attack?
He's a special attacker.
Okay, I thought so.
He's got great special attack and then amazing speed, like more than any other Pokemon in existence. And then there's Regidrago, who is dragon type. His is HP. And then he just has really good stats in all other areas, and he's kind of useless.
You know what was the biggest pain in the rear? It was when you had to battle Regirock, Regice, Registeel, and Regigigas in a mystery dungeon. Yeah, that was a pain.
I didn't do that, but that sounds awful, just right off the bat.
It was. It was awful. It was hard. It was not easy. And this is like the first, I think, rescue team. The first one or the second one that came out. But no, like once you get through like 100 floors or something like that. It was something ridiculous. There were so many floors. And you were already tired by the time you got there. And it took multiple sessions to get that far. And then you battle this dude, and he kicks your bum. And, yeah.
Now, see, Isma, I thought you were gonna talk about the terrible ass ramming that you had to go through just to find those 3 in the old, like, Game Boy games, for example.
Oh, no, that was also a pain in the bum. I don't think I ever found them. I know my cousin did, but I never did.
Yeah, no, there was no possible way you were just gonna bump into them willy-nilly. It was, no, you're gonna go on that internet, and even then, it's gonna be a trial.
And this was before the internet, too.
Yeah, so, to those the heroes who put the work in and found it on their own, hats off to you.
And was that in the guidebook, or no?
No.
Yeah, because I remember the guidebooks kept a few things secret.
Yeah.
Just to, like,
because they were like, it'll be more fun when you find it on your own, but you spent, like, days.
And then people didn't, and then they're like, okay, no one found it, here's a little hint.
Yeah.
Go here, and that's it. You're like, what? No.
If we ever make our own game, let's put some Easter eggs in there and tell no one about it.
Let's tell everybody, and then people will just think we're lying.
Let's put in a random number generator, and if it lands on 1,000, then your game deletes itself, and you can never get it back.
That is such a dick.
Oh, man.
Easter egg. I know.
That sounds like a bug more than anything.
And it's while you're hunting a particular legendary. That way.
There's a 1 in 1,000 chance if you catch a legendary, it'll just delete your save game.
Yeah.
That's it? Oh, man.
It would be like a creepypasta. People would go on and like, hey, did this happen to anybody else? And it is 1 in 1,000. So
no,
like,
better yet,
like,
do it 1 in a million.
1 in a million, and then everybody else online is like, oh, what? That's stupid.
Man, no, that's crazy.
You're crazy, man.
And then it happens to one other guy just on happenstance. And he's like, no, it's real. I look, it's gone. And it's like, what? That's not evidence. It's gone.
Oh, better yet, it's attached to their what's it called? Their trainer ID.
No, okay, here's the best Easter egg, okay. You catch a legendary, and there's a 1 in 1 million chance that it will just fry your system.
And
Much like...
And it's
what
attached
game
to that
was...
trainer ID.
Oh, man. So you buy a new game, and it's like, no. And, oh, man.
You have to buy a brand new of that same game. So
Yeah,
you
need a new console and a new game.
That'd be so messed up.
It's like, yeah, no, I went to pick my starter, and then my Switch started smoking. I don't know.
The description of that specific legendary.
No, it
like...
only happens if you find a shiny Pokemon in your game. Shiny Pokemon have been booby trapped in our spin-off game.
And that'll be the April Fools. It'll release April Fools. There you go.
Yeah, we just release a bunch of shiny, destructive time bombs to the public. Oh man,
too powerful for any realm to contain.
Yeah, we wouldn't be very good developers.
Yeah, probably not. This is a terrible business model.
Besides
hey, how good would our game have to be to keep people to still play it, though?
I don't know. I think if we did
because there's always that like, oh, but
I mean, it's a 1 in a million chance. Then if it were
1 in a million, it's
999,
not.
Maybe if we up it,
999,
but what if we just
happy.
told people and they're like, it won't happen to me though.
Yeah, we come out, we're like,
that's 1 in 1 million. That's crazy. Never, and then it happens to everyone. Sorry, we didn't write the algorithm properly. It was actually 1 in 10. We put the decimal point in the wrong spot, and now everyone's game is messed up. Sorry.
We're working on the patch right now.
A little too late.
Donate to our Patreon, and we can get it done sooner.
Oh man! No, we won't fix it. We'll just push DLC.
This DLC fixes this bug. $20.
No, the DLC installs even worse bugs.
We just start shipping off malware.
Oh man! Like the corruption spread through like your internet connection. like your friends get it too. They haven't even. Oh. This is fun to think about.
Yeah. So one other thing happened.
Hmm?
I don't have much to say about it, and I don't know if you guys would either. So there was a Nintendo Direct Mini.
Oh, there was. Okay.
First and foremost, most notable thing about it that I want to point out,
Mario.
They said no.
Yeah.
Last partner showcase of the year. So, and it's October. So hopefully that means we actually get a real big Nintendo Direct with things, good things, big releases coming out soon.
What that means, you won't get one until January.
Don't torment me. Because you're probably right. They started off with Bravely Default 2.
Oh, that was one of the games, I saw on the eShop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was going through the eShop, and I was telling Kevin this earlier. But yeah, I bought a game thinking, because it was called Guma's Ambition. So I thought it was like, it's going to be like Nobunaga's Ambition, right? And so it's going to be like a strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's basically cookie clicker. And I paid $5 for it. So
that still sounds like a deal.
And so, yeah, I was
I
disappointed.
think that'd be a story for like, oh man, and then you paid $60 for it. You're like, oh, the scene.
No.
And then it fried your PC.
It was a waste of time and money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like $5 is never a waste. But I'm just throwing that out there.
It was a waste.
Bravely Default 1 and then Bravely 2nd came out on the 3DS. And then there's this, Bravely Default 2. Which I gotta say, from looking at the trailer, looks like a 3DS game that they put on the Switch. Because the animations are really stiff. The models are simple. And a lot of the game just doesn't stand out to me visually. So it doesn't look like they had intended for it to be on a more powerful system than a 3DS.
When I was on the eShop last night, too, by the way, I saw a really interesting game. Because it's only on Nintendo Switch and I think PS4. And that's it. And it was a pirate game. And it was like a pirate RPG, like a full-fledged pirate RPG. So, and I kind of wanted it, but it was $20. And I was like, I don't feel like spending $20 right now.
You don't remember what it was called?
Oh, dude, no, I actually don't. I put it on my wish list, though.
Oh.
So I could pull it up later.
Okay, so side note about this. How long has Nintendo been one generation behind their competitors?
In terms of like hardware and processing power, probably since the Wii.
Yeah, see,
Roughly.
I would also say the Wii.
But then again, the DS was always pretty.
Well, the
Weak.
DS didn't have competition until the PSP.
Yeah, and then somehow the DS blew it out of the water.
In
Well,
sales.
Yeah,
Have you ever held a PSP in your hand, Ismat?
once I think or twice. I mean, it feels good. I won't say no.
No, you're
feel
lying
bad.
to yourself. Have you ever had to mash a button on the PSP? It
Oh
feels
no,
like
no,
you're gonna.
I haven't.
It feels like it's gonna crumble in your hands. It was awful. And then because like the way you had to hold it, yeah, no. I was a young boy, but I could feel the arthritis starting to develop in both my hands.
I know the DS feels great though in your hands.
The DS feels good.
But now that when I go back and try and play on my DS, I feel like the screen is way too small.
Because when you were a
It's
child,
because we didn't know better back then. It's not.
you were much smaller when you were a child, so it looked bigger.
You know, that might be it, Chris. That really might be it. Because when I play it now, I feel like I'm a giant, and this thing is good. I'm gonna crush it in my hands.
Yeah. Also, I'm usually holding my regular DS like 3 inches from my face to see because
Yeah.
the screen is tiny.
But now, maybe my eyes are worse now or something. But
But I feel that 3DS XL and that 30% increase made all the world's difference. I feel.
yes, it really does.
Crazy, right? But yes.
No, that 3DS XL, I can't go back to my regular DS anymore and play on there.
So is Nintendo, have they given up on their staple of the handheld?
Well, I mean, the Switch is their handheld. So.
I don't think it counts.
The
No.
Switch, well, it's both. So
No.
I basically use my Switch as a handheld anyway, so. Yeah.
No, I try to use mine as like a streaming device. I watch my YouTube and my Netflix on there.
Well, there you go.
When in the once a month it allows me to connect to the internet. Let's talk about it. Why is the Switch's connectivity and its internet use so poo-poo?
It's Nintendo.
yeah, it's difficult.
It's Nintendo. That's the reason why. Nintendo is not exactly known for online multiplayer.
I don't get it either. Like, I remember we were like at a hotel, I think Los Angeles, and I brought the Switch, and we couldn't connect to the internet because in order to connect to the internet, you have to put in your room number and the name of the person who's renting the room. And because the Switch doesn't know, it like can't comprehend that you would have to open up something like a web page because there's no internet browser on the Switch.
So you couldn't play at the hotel.
It's just like, oh nope, this doesn't exist.
Damn.
I don't know how to handle this.
No, I remember we watched Spider-Man on the Hulu, and then Tobey Maguire, be Spider-Man again. Do whatever needs to be done. Tom Holland, you sit in the back seat for now. It's Tobey Maguire's time to shine.
That's the one with the Green Goblin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I can agree with that then.
The Spider-Man that never cracked a joke ever and cried all the time.
Yeah.
You were the best Spider-Man.
Well, he cracked jokes. They just
No, he
weren't
didn't.
funny.
What were the three guys?
Fair
from Spider-Man?
point.
It was Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland. Who's the other one?
Andrew Garfield, the one nobody cares about.
Okay. Thank you for reminding me of the name.
I mean, he's a good actor. He just didn't. Nobody wanted him to be Spider-Man.
That's the one where he lets the girl die, right?
No, that's where he snaps the girl's bone back in two.
Okay. Because he doesn't know his own strength.
Yeah.
Man, no, okay, so in the comics, it was more illicit, like they're trying to allude that maybe he did it, but no, the movie's explicit. You hear the crack of her back as he...
Yeah.
And it's like, Spider-Man, why would you web her in the one spot that would make her... Oh, man, that movie makes me mad.
He wasn't very bright. Let's just put it there.
Yeah. In the movie, they're like trying to sell it to you like, oh, it's... I mean, if he didn't do it, she would have just splatted on the floor anyways. But at least in the comics, it's vague. It could have been he didn't get her in time and she did splat, and then he just caught her body before she exploded. You know?
Yeah, no, hearing... Because...
You hear the snap.
You hear it and you see it. You see her body arch back, and to an angle, you're like, okay, yeah, no, she's hardcore dead. That's it.
Or maybe she's just paralyzed. Comatose.
I mean, when you're comatose, you still have a heartbeat.
Yeah, if you're comatose, you're still alive, technically. No, but she was dead.
Anyways.
Also, he caught her like 3 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
He wasn't
So
exactly...
actually, he
barely
could have
surviving.
just let her splat, and she might have actually survived. She would have been horribly injured if she was... Is that why they fired him? Because Spider-Man killed freaking Emma Stone?
Probably.
That's who it was who played Gwen Stacy?
Yep.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, you
probably.
And I like to point out, like, 2 scenes before, her dad's like, Spider-Man, make sure my daughter stays alive. And he's like, bet. And then...
Wait, so which one's Emma Stone and which one's Emma Watson?
Emma
forget.
Watson is Hermione from Harry Potter.
Okay. So Emma Watson's that one, and Emma Stone is the other one.
Yeah.
Okay, I always get them mixed up.
And then Emma Thompson is Nanny McPhee.
Okay. That's one with the umbrella.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay. I know which one we're talking about.
So,
Oh man, Hermione's tiny.
no.
Anyway, Chris.
Oh yeah, that's where Hermione comes from. Hermione's tiny. Hermione.
So, moving on.
Moving on.
Another thing they announced in the Nintendo Direct, Mini Direct, Story of Seasons, something Friends of Olive Town.
Friends of Mineral Town?
No.
Or was it the other one?
So, I didn't get to explain this fully when we were doing the GameCube podcast. Harvest Moon is a property owned by some company,
Yeah,
and
like
yet the
Natsume
original,
something or something.
yeah,
Like that.
and then the original developing studio still wanted to make Harvest Moon actual games, so they created it under the name Story of Seasons. And there was recently a remake of Friends of Mineral Town called Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, because they couldn't call it Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
And now there's a new Story of Seasons game. Like Treasures of Olive Town, Adventures in Olive Town or something.
I'll find it, pick it up, and play it myself, because I do like the Harvest Moon games.
It
Or I
looks
guess Story of Seasons now, but whatever.
Story of Seasons. It looks cute. It's something interesting. Comes out March.
By the way, the best Harvest Moon game is Magical Melody,
Yeah.
hands down. Just saying.
I don't think I've ever played any Harvest Moon games.
That is the best one.
Is it? Okay.
Yes.
What exactly is
It's-
Harvest Moon about? What do you do?
It's just a casual simulation game, you know.
Farm
Of
living,
what?
town
Oh.
living.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You get married, you get kids, you take care of the little elves.
You can do quests in the forest.
That's what Magical Melody is. You just take care of those little elves and try and bring their goddess back to life.
See what you're telling me is it's Animal Crossing, but it's not Animal Crossing.
But you farm.
Yeah.
Don't you farm in Animal Crossing?
Well, no, in Animal Crossing, it's more like kind of like something you'd play with your friends more so.
In Animal Crossing, it's just you put the apple in the ground and then it becomes a tree.
No, in Harvest Moon, you're trying to actually like.
Oh, you gotta remember to water it every day?
Yes.
Yeah,
You gotta grow them
See,
crops.
okay, if that's the case, I'd opt out for Animal Crossing because I forget.
Well, no, because at least Harvest Moon, you actually control time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so now I'm leaning the other way now? Now I'm just on the fence. Okay.
Yes, you control time. You got a horse sometimes, you know. You get
Like our
cows and-
anime protagonist,
Yeah, you get a horse.
Ismat-kun? Or what's his name?
Oh yeah,
I got a horse.
Ismat Dono,
Oh, Ismat-dono.
Master of Time.
But no, you get a horse, you get cows, you get what's it called, chickens, and then you got little mini games that you have to compete into. It's like contests and stuff, like to have the best, animal or the best crops.
I don't know. Side note, I feel like a chicken is a demon from the underworld. Anything where it can live without its head, I feel that and cockroaches.
I've seen it.
Yeah, no, it's not a sight people want to see.
So I don't know if you'll block this out. Probably should, but but anyway, no. One time, and my cousin,
I love it already. Okay.
So my cousin, he's a poultry scientist, right? This is he
Were you
went
both
ag
kind of
science.
drunk? What?
No. It was me, my cousins, and my sister. Not a farm, but like a
A
feed.
place that sells live chickens. Okay.
Yeah, they sell live
Naturally.
chickens, and they sell feed and that kind of thing. And so my cousin, he teaches this that's his job. He teaches about chickens and other animals and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we took the chickens and
I can guess where this is going.
yeah,
I know, but I
we
cannot-
killed the chickens and we dissected them. Yeah.
Why couldn't you just buy dead chickens? Why did you have to take the life from their cold little bodies as well? I feel like that was a step that could have been skipped.
Well, I mean, they weren't exactly kept in the best condition.
Or are
These
they
two
are they
chickens.
those KFC chickens that are made without brains and feathers? Have you guys heard about that? I don't believe it, but I just man.
But yeah. So
But boy, do they taste delicious.
But yeah, so he dissected the chickens and taught us, all the different parts of the chickens and that kind of thing.
Did he explain how the chicken's able to survive without its head?
Well, no, it just kind of ran around.
Also,
in the
why
garage
don't
as the
humans
blood
have that?
spilled. Yeah.
If we were to crossbreed a chicken with a person, would a person be able to live without its
I
head?
mean, even for like a human being, like if you were to remove its head, for a brief moment, that human supposedly, like with the guillotine, right?
I know, but that's a brief moment. Chickens have like minutes, like at most.
No, not really.
Some of them do.
Because the one,
Some of them that have the will to go on. Okay.
its wings were going crazy for a little bit, and then I think it was like maybe like 30 seconds.
Would you
later.
say a brief moment they were going crazy, or would it?
It was like 30. It was like 30 seconds, I would say.
Yeah.
So maybe like a minute.
Yeah. See, that's.
And then that's when the life slowly seeped out of it. But it was an interesting experience because I learned a lot, but it's really awkward to explain.
No, I mean that's cool. No, I think that's why biology was cool because we got to dissect like cow eyes and little froggies and.
Yeah.
Oh no! Did your cousin remember to lay down the tarp?
Tarp.
Anytime you gotta lay down the tarp for something, you're like, "Oh man, it's about to get bad."
I don't think we did lay down a tarp.
So you just got stains of.
I think probably just hose it down.
Oh.
That's I think what we did. But yeah, that's what my cousin does for a living. He teaches about animals.
Yeah.
How does one get into that field?
Well, I mean, because some high schools in California, especially, they teach agricultural science, and so in high school he was.
You mean
really,
better schools?
Yeah, sorta. Some of them. Some of them are actually really poor schools because they're just in the boonies. But yeah.
Also, did you know that some schools were teaching astrology and like physics in 5th grade? Why didn't I go to that school? Unless how
we're
are
not
you?
all blessed.
Unless that show "Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader" is lies.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Some of the stuff
they didn't teach us physics until I was a sophomore in high school.
They tried to teach us physics in 8th grade with Mr. Boone.
They tried and then they decided not to because we were a lost cause, weren't we?
I mean, not me. My sister gave me her notebook from her 8th grade year, and unfortunately, it was the exact same one. So that's what I did.
I never took a physics class. Not once throughout my entire.
I know, but you were more of a chemistry man.
Yeah, I took plenty of chemistry, which is fitting for my background.
No, but I took astrology and physics, and I tell you what, that was, man, like it was a lot of math and science, and it was kind of like, no, I know, class was fun. I don't know what else to look at. It was one of those. It was actually an engaging class, and I enjoyed learning new shit.
My favorite thing about chemistry was when we got to
not like English though. Fuck that class.
I liked English.
No, you didn't. You loved me.
Well, I had a great teacher, so I was quite happy.
I did not.
It depends which teacher we're talking about, though. There's a couple in there that I was like, yeah.
Oh, you mean like your history teacher that would follow you into the bathroom? You talking about that one?
Oh, that was a thing.
Man, do you remember when he'd be like, "Oh, come outside for a second?" You're like, "Oh God, here it comes." And I was taller than him, but he would get real close, like to. So he'd try to look down, but he'd be looking at my chest, and I'm like,
"Bro." Good times.
Man, school was fun.
But no, like one of my favorite things in chemistry was we got to play with sulfuric. Well, we didn't get to play with sulfuric acid. We just got to watch it happen.
Yeah.
And it turned that sugar into poo.
What?
I kid you not. As it rose up, it looked like someone was taking a dump, and then it spilled.
You had to clean the shit up.
Well,
did you put the tarp down?
She didn't put a tarp down. No.
Darn.
The teacher.
Did she just hose it?
No, everyone had to move away from the desks, and she had to clean it up.
I remember once we went in because like they were doing some extra credit something where you could build the chemicals with your cool little children building blocks. That was cool.
That's good.
I remember going in to help you do that. I'm like, man, this is the shit.
Dude, chemistry is great. I had some great chemistry teachers. I feel bad because I didn't really pay attention my second year taking it. I think it was AP Chem, but it was still a fun time.
Yeah, I also agree. My second half of physics, I kind of fell off, but I still managed. I think I got like a. Oh wait, no! I totally aced that class. I'm forgetting.
I got a D in that class. I think it was a D or a C, but
But AP Chem, isn't that more like heavy homework and like a different? Like,
yeah.
So you mean homework?
Honors Chem was a lot more fun. I really enjoyed that, and I actually did really well in that class. So, it was good fun.
Yeah. So.
Anyway, enough of school.
I don't know. I'm more, just a little bit. I enjoyed going to mandatory tutoring in the school because I'm like, man, it was awesome.
Yeah, we're just reminiscing at this point.
Yeah.
As you can probably.
Yeah. Well, before we go,
we need to finish your list, huh, Chris?
I mean, there's not much to mention.
okay.
So, Control is coming to the Switch. No More Heroes 3 is happening. And, yeah.
Why is Control coming to the Switch? Can it handle it?
No.
The
but-
Control was for the PC, and it was to show off the ray tracing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I got it, because when I bought my computer, it came with Control.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I like that.
It came because I came with the RTX, and whenever you get an RTX, it came with the RTX.
And,
I never played it, by the way.
you know, the Direct, they ended it. They said, we're going to show off 2 more things from our friends over at HAL Laboratory and Bandai Namco. And I was so excited because HAL is the company that does the Kirby games.
Yeah?
And then they showed off a game called Part-Time UFO.
Oh.
It's a game where
Kirby?
I am now fully flaccid.
you're a UFO and you pick up stuff and you put it on other stuff.
You got me excited because I was hoping I could get like another Kirby Air Ride or something like that, and
Also, I love the idea that Kirby, being the main character Kun of Smash Bros, is actually just some lawyer that did a good job back in the day. I still love that now. John Kirby, you are the GOAT.
oh yeah. So Chris, are we gonna do Kirby Air Ride next week,
We could.
or did you have something else
I
in mind?
thought we were gonna start streaming some Mirage sessions at the Encore
well,
Destiny.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
I wanted to talk about that. I need to figure out what I'm going to do about that.
Okay.
In case if you forgot, Kevin, 99% of the soundtrack of that game is copyrighted music.
Oh,
it sure is.
Oh, by the way, the music does it have the Persona music in there?
Yeah. Believe me, it's Persona and Fire Emblem characters, and it's amazing.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
I need to figure out the exact way we're going to stream
So
it
I
before we
still
do
need
it.
to pre-order my Fire Emblem, the special edition thing.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pick up that game on,
Oh, no.
my way home.
No, they're gone.
Oh, they're all gone.
The pre-orders are gone.
Wait,
God.
We have to wait for them to restock.
speaking of, you know what's also out of stock even now?
What?
The next generation consoles.
Yep.
God damn it!
You know what
dude.
they're actually
People ruined
saying?
Everything for me.
I went into both GameStops, the one on March and the one in the mall, and you know what they
Yeah.
told me? They said call the day before, and maybe we'll have extras.
Damn.
And you know what I said? I said, F you, sir. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm sorry.
No, because when I went to try and pre-order the Fire Emblem it was the day of when we were talking about it.
Oh, the collector's edition?
Yeah, I tried to pre-order it online. It wouldn't let me.
No, the second the pre-orders went up, they sold out in a couple of minutes.
Well,
I
okay,
feel
that's lovely.
because one, it's the first one, right? And also for that price, hells yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
even I was considering, and
I feel cheated.
Then they
Don't worry.
showed up on eBay for like $170 to $200.
Because of
So
course
you know
it did.
who, because you know who was getting those pre-orders in just a couple minutes. It was bots that they programmed to buy those just so that they could sell them off on
Dude,
eBay.
It always pisses me off when they do that. Because, I want my pre-order. You know what they should do? You have to be in person to get your pre-order. That's what it should be. Can't even do it online. That's how it ought to be.
but in today's age, most people aren't gonna like it.
I don't care.
Oh yeah, no, see, no, make no mistake. I totally agree. I feel like you need to physically show up to a location and be like, I am a physical person and I want this game, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Or you call in. You have to do a phone call. There
no,
you
but
go.
a bot can call in with an automated voice.
Well, the person on the other line would be like, oh, this is an automated voice.
Okay, if you're a bot, tell me you're a bot. And then it's just silent, right? Okay, and then click.
The reality is, something like CAPTCHA is like completely capable of sensing these things, and yet companies are like, oh, we don't need to put up a CAPTCHA, it's fine.
Well,
They
that's
put it
because
up
they-
afterwards.
Because they want the bots to get all the stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, it is a business.
They want to sell their pre-orders, and they really don't care that those bots are making triple what they're
Yeah.
getting off the pre-orders.
That is very true.
Hey, I want to end this podcast on a crazy thing. Did you know that Denzel Washington and
What about Denzel?
Jimmy Fallon, is that his name?
Jimmy?
Or whatever, Fallon, whatever the hell his
Yeah,
first
Jimmy
name is?
Fallon, yeah.
They have solved erectile dysfunction,
How did they do it?
and that a bunch of medical companies are getting super pissed at Denzel for releasing this information.
Is this just another stupid ad that you saw?
No, it's legitimate.
How is this legit?
Like they're filing lawsuits and stuff against him, but Denzel's like, no, I'm Denzel. I don't give a shit.
By the way, great actor.
Yeah. Although I feel, oh, this might be my own personal opinion. He's a great actor, but I don't know. Some of his later movies,
American Gangster. Classic.
some of them are great actor, of course, but I feel like, I don't know, he has a look in his eye when he plays those actors. I'm like, I don't think you're acting, Denzel. I think your real self is coming out, and I don't like it. But I mean, this is just my own personal opinion.
I love
of course.
Denzel. He's great. Yeah. Great actor.
Yeah, no, he crushes that shit. But I mean, Denzel, don't look like you're not acting. Look like you're acting.
One of my
a little
favorite
bit.
movies that he's in is American Gangster. It's a classic.
And that's it.
Spooky Halloween is
Oh,
Spooky.
Yeah, happy
it's
Halloween.
Halloween time.
Although this comes out on the 2nd.
If you go to anchor.fm/BEAN-STOCK, that's anchor.fm/bean-stock, you can find all the links for the podcast on all 6 of the platforms that we stream on. We also have all of our socials linked to the descriptions of each episode as well as on our Anchor page. We also have a YouTube channel which is also linked in the description and on the Anchor page. We have a Twitch channel as well. It's not linked on the Anchor page, but it will be in the description of this video. It is twitch.tv/beansonstream, spelled exactly as you would spell it, one word.